Nako Ray, can you give me a sound test when you have a chance? Thank you. Awesome. Um, Rob, can you give me a sound test? Ugh. All right, hold on. Still working on stuff. Oh, it's working now. Never mind. Yay. So we've got six people today, and the first adventure is in, or the first part of the adventure is definitely like a city hangout. So don't get your hopes up too much for leveling this first time. You never know, but we'll see. Yeah, this is that's right. So you will definitely have that. You say for 2 hours, or is it per hour? Okay, well. Yeah, I don't know. I mean that's why, like, I round up and stuff like that. Um but I don't know. There are random encounters. But I looked at them for the city, and it's not the sort of stuff that you'd think. Well, you have to the whole so unlike Curse of Strahd, where you could just walk into Castle Ravenloft and fight Strahd if you wanted to, this one it's like a treasure hunt. So it really just depends. the one, the one, yeah. There's that. That's a really cherished part of that hardcover, is that feature. uh, so real quick, does anybody just to other DMs who've looked at material like this? I have no idea where they keep the rumors, because I'm sure that's what you guys are mostly going to be doing, and that's like the most important thing. Uh, Yay! I mean, what's a city game without rumors? That's where you get all your side quests. Because otherwise, if you don't have rumors, then you're just, I have to read the whole book and know how to make my own. Okay, so Kevin's not... Oh, Kevin is here. Cool. Well, Kevin is here, so he's... Hi. No, you're fine. We just started because I wasn't sure if everybody needed more time with their characters. How's everybody doing with their characters? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, you'll be like, dang, I really need to know how to drive a dinosaur. Uh, that's important. Okay, give me one more sec, guys. I'm just looking for that thing I just mentioned. Oh, all right. I found the chart that I was looking for. So, now is a great time to establish how cool your character is. Um, so we'll start from the top uh, with Kevin. Uh, Tell me about your character and add in what's something that you are personally excited about doing in Cholt. Okay. An Oldman. Mm-hmm. In a fantasy setting, in like a medieval setting, was he scared by a ghost? Was he scared by a ghost and magically aged? If anybody needs, by the way, if anybody needs help with tokens or you just have Emmy help you, just have yeah, just have Emmy do it because I'm not making Emmy do a million things this time. And since she has practice and access, it shouldn't take her too long. I can also send you guys my really easy website for token creation again. Um, I'll just if you well, because Ranger Beastmaster is no good, you have to be a Warlock Beastmaster. And just they should let you for the Pact of the Chain. They should just let you like make whatever. No, just make whatever kind of critter you want. Like design it kind of like you could with summoners in Pathfinder, and then just give them a stat block. Be like, mine is 6 feet tall, 6 arms. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, my Pathfinder summoner had a demon named Nails who was the embodiment of a child's tantrum. It was really obnoxious. Yeah. Uh, so anyway, where were we? So Kevin, did you have anything else you wanted to add about your character since I got excited and interrupt you a little? Okay. So treasure hunt in the jungle is exactly your style. It sounds like. Yeah, he's gonna. I want to kill every dinosaur. um. So I am streaming this game, but I obviously don't have anybody on cam or anything. So let me know if that's a problem for you. Uh, Also, if anybody ever watches a copy of this stream, yeah, I vape life. Deal with it. Uh, it is Claire. Tell me about your character if you have one ready, or you do. Uh huh. Okay. So, do you have like a do you have like a personality disorder that just makes you go from happy to angry really fast? Her rage is love. I bet she would be a really crazy partner. Uh, so okay, yeah, that's true. So let's see. Oh, and you don't have a background, you said. Okay, we'll kind of come. We'll get that together. And by the way, just to interrupt my intros again, I really need to remember to give you guys the reins because there's so much going on in Schultz that you're gonna have to describe things for me. Like I'll be like, "What are you eating tonight?" And we'll be like, "Oh, we found a stand where they made dinosaur tacos," and I'll be like, "Rad." Just feel free to shoot in stuff that you want. So, okay, uh, Emmy, what is your backstory? Oh, we know your character, but tell us if you fleshed anything else out. you you ran out of the Sunless Citadel, and you're like, I'm gonna find a bigger citadel to hang out in. I mean, it was a starving troll. You beat an old, sad, starving troll to death who just wanted to eat you to gain your vitality. Like, okay. So, oh, cool. Okay. Rob. Uh, oh. Oh, cool. Oh, cool. So you're a lizard folk. Okay. You're gonna really like. Right. uh, and you guys have plenty of time to keep working on tokens and fine tuning, because I like to talk a lot. Lashas, tell me about your character. Making her way down south, going to jungles. Okay. Okay. All right then. Let's we'll see how that goes. Um and Nakore, you have a monk friend. Okay. So you got dropped off at the ninja temple by your really shitty elf parents. Like, we're just gonna leave you with these ninjas. Uh huh. Okay. Well, Urban Bounty Hunter is one of my favorites. I take them from my collection. Um. Uh. uh. So I just need a moment here because I realize we're playing an exploration game, and I don't want to leave a stream up with all of my secrets on it. So hold on. Let me. I don't know. I I don't they have like so we are indeed, but that's okay. I'm just doing a little bit of fixing things. I just need another moment here. Whoa. Okay. All right, everybody, it's story time. Um, so you all have heard rumors recently of a curse, more popular and common among adventurers because adventurers tend to die, and adventurers also have enough money to get resurrected if they happen to die. Um, and it is you that have been called recently to a former adventurer's home. I'm going to read the flavor text. For the past several days, the talk of the streets and taverns has been all about the so-called death curse, a wasting disease afflicting everyone who's ever been raised from the dead. Victims grow thinner and weaker each day, slowly but steadily sliding toward the death they once denied. When they finally succumb, they cannot be raised, and neither can anyone else, regardless of whether they received that miracle in the past. Temples and scholars of divine magic are at a loss. Oh, sorry. Temples and scholars of divine magic are at a loss to explain a curse that has affected the entire region and possibly the entire world. So you've recently been contacted by a fairly famous adventurer and explorer named Sindra Sylvain. She is a wizard, and she gathers you to her large home in Waterdeep, kind of hearing that all of you are kind of new adventurers for hire, and you may have your own reasons for wanting to do this, but regardless, something has brought you all here together to speak with Sindra. Um, did you guys have any? I guess I'll bring out the turn order because there will be some talking here, and if you guys want to throw your tokens on there, I will get you the turn order here. Just 1 second. Boop. There you go. So you all have heard, and as part of her like original communication to you, that she wants to form an expedition to the mysterious country named Cholt, which is in the south on a peninsula. Melody, you can start by telling us any reasons you may have wanted to do this in the first place, whether it's because you know that she can afford to pay or that. And also, if you want to talk about this, like the neighborhood she lives in Waterdeep and what, what kind of home she lives in. Let me give you a little bit more text before I have you start. You have been invited to the home of Sindra Sylvain, a retired adventurer and merchant. A uniformed attendant leads you up a grand staircase to the third floor, then ushers you into a wood-paneled room with a fireplace, comfortable chairs, and a heavy table bearing goblets and bottles of wine. The darkly paneled walls are hung with maps and sea charts. Racks and shelves and cabinets hold hundreds more rolled-up maps and charts. A person is seated in an overstuffed chair near the fire. You can't discern a gender because only the person's head emerges from under a heavy blanket draped over the chair, and an embroidered hood and silver mask conceal the wearer's face. Even the person's dry, raspy voice provides no clue. Help yourself to wine and seat yourselves, friends. I hope I may call you that. Melody? She kind of raises a shaky hand that's covered in gloves, and like even her arm is covered in bandages when her robe lifts back a little bit. And she shakes your hand. She says, "Yes, I'm really happy to see you're here. I'm assuming you all have questions for me." Well, I was an adventurer like you long ago until I took an arrow to the chest, and I died. Uh, Ever since I died, I decided to retire from adventuring, but it looks like that wasn't enough to save myself. So here I am looking for assistance. Um, the death curse, it's as bad as you've heard. The clerics that I've spoken to have no idea what to do about it. And I'm just hoping that the answer is somewhere in Schult. So I'll go to, is it Ayla? Edla? Edla. Okay. I'm not, the weird D thing is throwing me off. Okay. Esla? 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 Okay. it, Ethel? Um, so, yeah, go ahead. Did you have any questions for Syndra? No, you're just like, when do we get down to things? Let's. You're just like, let's get down to business to defeat the Hun. Let's go. Um. Got it. Uh. All right. What? About the. Okay. Uh. Jack, did you have any questions or concerns about going to Cholt? Well, she said, she's heard from the Hoppers that the cause of the death curse is a necromantic artifact called the Soulmonger. I know, it sounds pretty pleasant. Uh, According to their sources, the Soulmonger is somewhere in Cholt. That's the last known location of it. I don't know, maybe somehow it got activated or something like that, but that's just the rumors going around down there. The Harpers have. Okay. Aren't you a little too friendly to be a secret agent? Maybe not. uh she says, now working from dozens of sea charts and logbooks, journals from explorers, I've put together everything I know about the current state of Cholt into one map that I'll provide with you. Um, this is very rare. Not a lot of people have a ton of information about Cholt outside of the main city that we'll be going to. Um, right now, just the northern part of the peninsula, Port Nyanzaru, is really all that's charted. Velen, did you have any concerns or questions? All right. Well, once you're ready to depart, I'll get us teleported there to Port Nunziaro. And I've been there a lot. So there's not really a chance that, there'll be a mishap. I'm friends with Wakanga Atamu, who is one of the merchant princes that rule the city. So you should have some goodwill there. But I'll be staying there just either to see the last of my days in a beautiful city, or to hopefully live if you can uh, find the Soulmonger. Scarlet, did you have any questions? Okay. Um, and I kind of skipped Atis, but if you're somber, that's fine. Uh, Atis, did you have any questions? Okay. um, she says, I just want you all to be prepared for this. There's going to be plenty of outfitters, merchants in Port Nyanzaru, and they'll be able to help prepare you for the climate there. There's mountains, volcanoes, giant lizards, uh, goblin tribes. Oh, and the forest is full of the undead. That's also a thing there. Um, but it makes it impossible to really map the place. I mean, the coast is really all from just ships sailing around it. But as the further you go inside the island, the more dangerous it will become. Um, so She is going to give you guys a map. Let me show you guys the map really quick. Okay. Yeah. Oh, there we go. You guys see the map? It should be a permanent handout now as well. I know, right? So, basically, obviously, the parts that are covered up are parts that are uncharted. So you're gonna Nathan Drake your way through. I mean, as you can see, there are some places that they know generally the whereabouts, like Mbala, but you don't know what's around it, or like what kind of dangers or threats are there. So it's in the if you go into the handouts, I think you could probably just like download it or something. It you can sail around it. I unfortunately do not have a ship to provide to you. Uh but you know, I think I think that you might be able to procure something important on Nyanzaru if you happen to have a few thousand gold pieces. Um, the the rivers are also, you can travel those. That has its own challenges. Dinosaur steaks are fairly good. Uh, I'll tell you that much. But honestly, since dinosaur is very tough and not, I mean, it's tasty when they season it correctly, but otherwise, it's not very good. I suggest the fish. Uh, they have really good seafood in Nyanzaru. The people are, well, you're gonna kind of see for yourself. They're friendly. It's a very heavily capitalist economy. There's no government outside of money. Um, they're traders. They sell things to different parts of the world. Oh, that's I see. You know, boy, I tell you, I traveled with a druid very similar to you. You grow out of that phase, or you're trying to eat everybody. Let me tell you, just give it some time. Um, so, any other questions? A rowboat is gonna be. Uh, oh, how many does it carry? Well, they don't really sell rowboats; they sell canoes. From what I remember, a canoe carries about 6 people. It's a long canoe. Did you have any questions about the map itself before we teleport over? Uh, Didn't you all bring like a ranger with you or something? I mean, you're going on an expedition. so so we'll try to handle this game kind of like out of the abyss. Oh, sorry, Claire. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Well, I mean that's possible. But I mean it wasn't that bad. Okay, so what it was, it doesn't matter. It's more just like tracking your rations, tracking your water, that sort of thing. Um, and just, I mean, we're not really going to get into this later, but just as an example of how long this can go, each one of these hexes is a day's travel. So, uh, so that it just it can really go however long it needs to, especially if you need to go back to Port Nyanzaru. Uh, so okay, um, she she says, "Well, are we all ready? All right." She reaches out her hand. She's like, says, "Form a circle. Everybody, hold hands." Yep, we're ready to go. I hope you packed extra underwear. Um, and she says, she mutters some magic words. She says like San Diego, Kalamazoo, teleportation, and um, and you guys all find yourselves in a very busy port with some flavor text. Um, Teleportation always makes you queasy. Okay. One sec here. You appear in a tropical city under the blazing sun. The familiar sounds of a harbor, creaking ropes, slapping waves, heavy barrels rolling across cobblestones mingle with voices, shouting and cursing in an unfamiliar sound, almost musical. The aroma of unfamiliar language filled with clicks, inhalations, and sing-songy words that make it sound almost musical. Oops, I guess I repeated that. Whatever. The aroma of unfamiliar spices and tropical fruit mixes with the wharfside smells of fish, tar, and canvas. Beyond that, Port Nyanzaru is an explosion of color. Buildings are painted in bright shades of blue, green, orange, and salmon pink, or their walls are adorned with murals portraying giant reptiles with mythical heroes. Every building sports baskets and clay urns of colorful flowers or is draped in leafy flowering vines. Minstrels in bright clothing adorned with feathers and shells perform on street corners. Multicolored peasants and sun awnings flutter atop city wall. Pennants, not peasants. They're not peasants fluttering on top of the walls. Um, That's more like Barovia. Yeah. A crowd of children dressed in feathered hats and capes races past you, squealing in delighted terror as a street performer costumed as a big-toothed lizard stomps and roars behind them. The whole city seems to be bustling, sweating, laughing, swearing, and singing. Melody, Sindra kind of looks to you all and she says, "Well, I am on my way over to Wakanga's villa. It's right up here. Uh, we're all right about here. So you're all welcome to come with me. However, I think you should secure some rooms for yourselves at one of the inns." It's yeah, there it looks like it had just finished raining and like the sun came out recently, so there's lots of puddles. Right now? Okay. Well, Melody, since it's your turn, do you have any reaction to that or anything else? Mhm. Oh, I did not know that. So yeah, you can whistle and click and all that stuff. Your bird is gonna freak out now. uh, all right. So, you notice a few things, Melody. You can see that off in the distance, there are people riding giant dinosaurs down the streets. Um, they are. Looks like there's a race going on. There's people exchanging cash and yelling at each other, arguing at these races. Strangely enough, this book doesn't really tell you where the races take place, so I'll just assume any big patch of street will do. Yeah. Oh, I thought I put you guys there. Yeah. Whoop. Thanks. So, uh, yeah, no, I do have the racing information here. I've already read it. Uh, you guys are here. Nah, sorry, I'm working between two screens here. You guys are here. Uh, so if you look, yeah. So your patron is already kind of you know giving you guys like I said the layout. She is going to be heading towards one of the merchant prince's villas, which is over here. Um, and she says that the inns, the best inns that will be central to shopping and stuff to get you guys ready for your expedition. And she doesn't really the big thing about this is she has no idea where the soulmonger is. It's just kind of searching for a artifact in a haystack. So the inns are, can you see my little circle? It is down here. So that'll give you guys some time to tour around if you want to. But that is where the inns are located. Uh, Sindra, She says, unfortunately not. The reward for this is going to be if you complete your mission, I will craft you all a magical item each. Out of game, it's an uncommon magical item such as like a +1 sword, etc. Yeah, and of course, whatever other treasures you find in this like jungle area full of ancient tombs and stuff like that. She says, look, if you're going to whine about it here, she hands you guys a purse full of 50 gold and says, use that to buy your lodging. Well, I don't want the druid to eat me. Nope. She starts wandering away. Uh... I still believe. Okay. She says that there's two before she starts to kind of like wander away from you. It really depends on what you guys. If you, there's two. Both are equally plot related. One is the Thundering Lizard. If you're looking for kind of like a rough and tumble, like fun, drinky, have a party type place. If you're looking for a better night's sleep, something with fancier beds and quiet, Kaya's house is down there as well. So either the Thundering Lizard or Kaya's house. So, oh, sorry. Let me see here. So you guys can't see it at all? Oh, because the token thing? Yeah. Here we go. Everybody make sure you have tokens on the board and roll your initiative. My token's too big. We need we're missing a couple here, I think. Oh, because Claire's still not at a computer. Claire, you're missing so much colorful stuff. If you want to, it's totally your call. I don't mind them being green. So let me just reorganize this. Jack O'Connor, if you want to investigate anything, I mean, you can click on the map and show me areas you want to go to and etc. It is roughly midday, like noon, I would say. So you guys want to kind of get your home base set up. Okay. Well, as you kind of are looking around and talking with everybody, you notice, as you can see, like walls divide parts of the city. Um, you can see there is there are some large temples here as well. There's a temple here, a very big temple here. There's these two giant ziggurats, here. Um, this looks like some sort of palace. And these are just structures visible from here. Up there's like a temple that's up on a hill right here. And there appears to be some sort of arena or something like that. In fact, you can hear cheers and chanting all the way from here over the din of the city. So let's see here. Okay, if that's what you want to do, I will throw in some more stuff for you later. Atis, did you have any suggestions about what you want to do? Okay. So they tell so go ahead and roll an insight check with advantage. And I'll tell you, even if you fail, yeah. No, it's wisdom. But even if you fail, you'll get information. I just want to see how much you get. Okay. So as you kind of look around and start talking to one of the Tabaxi minstrels kind of wandering around, you learn that Malar's throat over here, which is it's kind of like a slum, like all the poor people live outside the walls. And the old city here are actually not the old city, over in what's down here called Tiriki Anchorage. So here and here are kind of where you're going to find a black market. Trade is heavily regulated here. In fact, to purchase certain things, you have to have a license from the merchant princes, and a different license for each thing. Some items, like your basic stuff out of the player's handbook, for instance, you can buy just freely. But sometimes, stuff that the merchant princes normally have to give you permission to order, you can get black market deals in the slums. And there isn't, surprisingly for a trade city, there's not like a huge organized crime. There's definitely like cut purses and pickpockets and burglars. And most of the time you're going to find them outside of the walls. Yeah, definitely. There is um, so usually what happens is you have to talk to, like some representative of the merchant princes, and they decide the fate of lawbreakers. But there is also another group that kind of determines law and order, called the Yatepka Society, and they're an ancient order that tries to keep stability here in like the social fabric of Cholt as a whole. So typically, if they catch somebody committing a crime, or if they've done something wrong, they will give them an iron token. Someone will just drop by your door and just give you this iron token bearing the likeness of a triceratops. And, if you don't come clean about what you did, or try to correct it or undo the damage, return what you stole, etc. Then the Atepkas will usually go secure permission from the merchant princes to, to seat out punishment as they see fit. And that includes an assassination sanction. They do sell assassination sanctions here. One of the merchant princes actually specializes in selling writs of assassination, which makes it legal to kill somebody. Okay, Velen, did you have anything you wanted to do? Sure. I mean, the dockhands have a pretty sweet job because in the harbor, you can see that like boats will come in and they actually have these giant what are those swimming dinosaurs? The Platysaurus? No. Platyosaurus? Anyway, they have these giant swimming dinosaurs that will tow the boats. Because obviously they're not powered by their sails or oars. So they'll tow the boats through these canals to drop off goods at the warehouse. There is a dockmaster over at... give me one sec, guys. I got a lot going on here. There we go. Where Claire's token is right now is the harbor master's office. You kind of find by searching around. There is a half dragon, so not like a dragonborn, but a literal half dragon. He's a big, like, he's the size of like a elephant. And he's standing outside shouting at a bunch of kobolds who are filing papers and stuff like that. And you can see that there are job postings outside. And there's also like people offering jobs, including like there's postings for people offering to be expedition guides into the jungle. Got it. Yeah. He says, what? Oh, yeah, actually, someone called in sick today. If you want to help unload some of that, you can. He points to the ship that was actually coming in via dinosaur tugboat. I'll pay you a gold piece for today. And he says, wait a second. There is another thing you could do. Are you an adventurer? All right. I do have some other jobs I could use some help with. Some people that have been asking for help. I don't really know where to direct them. Let's see. He starts like flipping through some papers. I have a friend, Kalahu. He's a bookie who takes bets down at the Executioner's Run. She. Yeah, so when someone commits a crime, we take them and we'll typically put them in this big pit out in the old city. Fill it with dinosaurs and see if they can fight their way out with just a knife. So basically there's they need help, kind of maybe like he needs a posse, or she needs a posse to go with her to try to collect this debt. The debt this guy owes when he reneged on his bet was 500 gold pieces. So She said if I could find some tough guys or tough girls to go with her, it'd be 10% of whatever you get out of this guy. It'd be as soon as possible, but yeah, I don't think you have to do it right away. I mean, I don't think he's going anywhere. What is he going to do? Go in the jungle? Yeah, he gives you. He basically writes you a memo and tells you where Kalahu is. So she's going to be by the executioner's run in the old city. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and let's see here. Since you're working with them, um, make an insight check with advantage. Yeah, there you go. And then roll a D100. I can do it for you. Oh, you got it? Okay. Um so they tell you, I don't know about soul crunchers, but I heard that there's a ruined city that lies up the river Tath. If you take the river Tath, eventually past the Kahalka Gorge, uh, so there's like supposedly some kind of ruined city there. No one's ever explored past the gorge since the city was lost, apparently. Um, but no one's ever made it back if they've gone out, as far as I know. So if there's ruins, maybe that's what you're looking for. If nothing else, uh, I heard that there's a Naga who is wise and generous, not like like a mean snake person, but like a good snake person who might be able to give you some better advice if what you're looking for is not there. Sure. And if you guys want, I can throw up the map for the player map, and you guys can mark it with stuff. If do you want me to do that? Sure. Well, let's look at it together because I don't know much more than you guys do. So I'll just pull it up and we'll see here. Okay. So let's see. The River Tath. The River Tath is just trying to find it here on this map. You guys see the your player map? Oh yeah, I put a party token because you're in Port Nyanzaru. Yeah, I put that there for you guys. Uh, so let's see, River Tath. Oh, that's fine. That's fine. You did. You worked for like 4 to 6 hours unloading a ship. Oh, here it is. I found it. You guys see it? So if you take the River Tath, uh, past Kalaka Gorge, which I don't see on here. There's something that says Ataz Kalaka, so that's probably it. So I'm assuming maybe it's past that X. Uh, there's a yeah, there may be some sort of abandoned city there, guarded by a Naga who is nice. All right, and let me know when you guys are done with the map. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I can still see stuff popping in, yeah. Okay. Uh give, give me just another moment. I mean, it says you can try to get knowledge every hour. So if you're doing 4 hours, I can give you another one. Roll your insight again. There you go. Roll another 100. Yeah. Roll another 100. All right. Chult used to have it basically was just a big old like playground for a big green dragon. Uh, Her bones are, they think that there's some of her treasure is still there where she died. Um, if you travel to Mesro, and let me pull the other map back up. Hold on. No, we're just gonna have to go to this one for marking it and stuff. So if you go to Mesro and head east across the Laughing Gorge and then south towards Kur Sabal, you might stumble onto the dragon's bones, and you'd be famous if you found that. Yeah, here, I'll copy and paste it really quick. Hold on. Where's my chat? Just look at the chat really quick. Okay. Um. So cool. That's your information you've gathered. Um. Yeah, you're gonna head to the inn. Okay. Thundering Lizard. Okay. Melody. I can copy paste anything in chat that you need or in Discord. Someone's eating some chips. Melody. It's your social turn. Oh, my bad. I forgot that we hadn't done that. Oh, whoopsie. Just look away. Thanks. That is right. I think that's why you have a surrogate system. Melody? Um. Oh, so you went down to the the inn? The Thundering Lizard. Um, at the Thundering Lizard, you see a man who is very vigorously gesticulating all over the place. He has a pile of books next to him. And he says, and so, yeah, then it tried to kiss him, and his head came off into a flying demon thing. It was crazy. He says, oh, look at you, strangers. Looks like, let me guess. He looks you up and down. He says, you just came from Waterdeep, right? I can smell it on you. He like straightens himself up. He's kind of this short, older man. He says, well, I have I've been all over this world, pretty much everywhere you can go. It's nice to meet you. I'm Volothamp Gedarm. Call me Volo. Oh, Melody. I'm loving it. So Melody, tell me, what brings you here? What's not die? Oh, you're talking about that death curse? You'd think with everywhere I've been, I would have died once or twice, but no, I haven't died. Um, say, you wouldn't want to buy a copy of my book, would you? You must have heard of it, Volo's Guide to Monsters. Uh, it it does. It has pictures of every monster beautifully illustrated in this rich, sturdy hardcover volume. Yes, here you go. There's the yeah, basically it's like Volo's Guide to Monsters without the stat blocks. Yeah, it's terrifying. A lot of these monsters, it is only a bargain of 50 gold pieces. He says, "Well, The thundering lizard. Yeah, you can chip in if you want, Jack. Anybody who feels like they're here can. Oh, well, there. Your turn is now. It's your turn now. I can deal with 2 characters at once, just not 6. All right. He says, well, if you change your mind, I'm going to be here for a while. I'm delivering hand-signed copies of my book to a lot of to all the merchant princes. And I think that will get me in good with them. Yeah, if you want to be some muscle for me, I could use a bodyguard while I go and talk to the merchant princes. Inmate. All right. Well, yeah, I'll let you know when I leave. I'll come find you. I'm staying here at the inn. Edla, what are you doing? Oh, it does. It has lots of dinosaurs. Look at this. It's an Allosaurus. Yeah. Uh, uh, Very good. Wow. A lot of people, can't even read, so don't feel too bad. That's why I have pictures in the book. Okay, Edla, what did you want to do? Oh, you wanted to ask the Volo if you can take a look at what? No, I'm sorry. You can't browse it. It's for purchases only. I was just giving a sample. Sure. Yeah. Here is a Shago. Or wait, I'm sorry. That's not a monster. There's so many NPCs. Uh, he's a terrible monster. Um, yeah. Uh, he says, here you go. This one looks like something you'd be into. It's a Giralon. It's a 6-armed gorilla. Actually, that's 4 arms. Four gorilla arms. It's got the description of where they live, what they do. Uh, I have not eaten one. However, since they are uh very very intelligent, I would assume that would be not a very nice thing to do. They're fairly wise. Uh, I don't. This isn't a menu, really. I mean, it's they have menus at the bar. Um, uh, I don't know. What do you think? Do you think they have Girolons? You don't have to ask me everything. You can name. I'll let you name one thing on the menu. What? No, but I mean, you haven't been here before. I haven't been here before. I don't know what's on their menu, so you can tell me. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, they have you'd have to go to the market. Um okay. The market let me see. There's two of them. Hold on. Oh, there's one like right outside. This is the food market's like right where you are. So you guys are in like food zone. Um right out here. All these big long tents are basically just full of food stands, fresh cuts of meat, etc. They are, yeah. Um, although most of the like live animals for purchase are gonna be in Tiriki, Anchorage. That's where they train like dinosaurs for pets and stuff like that. Um, so dazzling day. So yeah, if you want to buy some spices, you can buy like a an array of like 10 different ones for 5 silver pieces. I would say it's probably like one of those small like McCormick shakers of each spice. 10. Okay. You have a crap load of spices. Okay. You have. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, the array of spices comes with 10. So, unless you're buying 10 sets of 10 shakers. Okay, you have 20 shakers of spices. You have spices from all over the country. uh okay, who is next? Scarlet? Okay. Okay. Um so okay. Um there there are two different places to buy those things. Give me 1 second here. So you're gonna need to actually go to the Grand Soak, which is right. Oh, that's such a big map. Here we go. It's this big red tent over here. You see it? Yeah. Not long. I mean, you guys have 4 hours. We've established since the druid was unloading a ship for 4 hours. It is the largest market you've ever seen in your life? Okay. So you see, I mean, yeah, I mean, so you just, I mean, it's massive. There's traders from all over the Sword Coast that come here for timber, spices, medicines, dinosaur skulls, claws, iron, tiger pelts, carved ivory. There's like goblins that look like ones you've never seen before that have these big like tiki masks that they wear and they sell them. These like big wooden like warrior masks. Um, there is a frog person selling poison there. There are feathers, fruit, monkeys. You can buy a monkey. Uh, plesiosaur meat. Uh, let's see how much a monkey is. Um, let's see. Uh, there are flying monkeys. Flying monkeys are 100 gold pieces. Um, yeah. Let's see here. Um, like, I mean, does a parrot taste like a chicken or a different type of bird? Let's see. Uh, does anybody know if monkey prices are in any book? Um, I mean, I know like all right. I'm gonna say since like whatever, I'm gonna use Pathfinder's pricing scale, and it is 3 gold pieces for a monkey. I mean, they're non-combatant monkeys that can't really do anything but like eat fruit that you hand to them. Yes, you can eat the monkeys. The Grand Soak. Oh yeah, and then you can buy a crystal for the listed price. Hmm. The red ones, the red ones come from the volcano. The blue ones are wonderful. They come from these pools found in the southern part of the peninsula in these tidal pools. They're beautiful. I'll go with the blue one. Good choice. Do you want me to gift wrap it for you? Wonderful. All right, here you go. I love your monkey. No problem. death curse. No, I don't know much about the death curse. I think you must realize that only the very wealthy ever come back from the dead. So it's not something that many of us know about. Yes, I think you may want to ask the priest who is over in the big temple up there on the mountain. He points to this giant gold domed temple. The Hall of Gold. It is a temple to Joaquin, who is the god of prosperity. But maybe better than that, and somewhere closer, would be another temple, the Temple of Savras. Savras is a god of wizards and fortune tellers, things like that. So I think, if anything, the hall of the Temple of Savras would be the place to go. But you can't go wrong at any of the temples. It's good to ask clerics these things, you know. No problem. Oh my goodness. I can almost buy myself a mule. I think they're like 8 gold or something. Oh my goodness. I could buy a mule, or I could buy 2 goats. The temple. Okay, well, we'll come back to you. Let's go back to poor Kevin, who kind of got skipped because I can't track everything because I'm a sham. Yeah. Volo is just yeah, no, you can get lots of animals here. Like, they're like, you want to buy animals? Sure. Yeah, Volo is he's just kind of telling everybody stories about monsters. You know, it doesn't say, so why don't we all kind of decide that together? What does a bar in this place look like? Yeah. It's true. Did you guys know you can buy a Triceratops? 500 gold pieces. Yeah, I mean, on the way over to like where you've been wandering, I mean, you've seen you've seen a Triceratops already. You've seen an Ankylosaurus already, you know, so you've definitely seen those. An Ankylosaurus is challenge rating 3, so it's gonna be a while. Um, yeah. Well, there you go. You've heard there are T-Rexes in this city, but you haven't seen any yet. So sorry, where are you going, Kevin? Yeah. There's a lot of foreign traders and stuff like that that come here to deal, you know, buying mass quantities of stuff. Okay. Yeah, they tell you that, like, they do have beer and stuff like that, but really what's most popular here is a drink called Tej, which is kind of like mead. It is made of honey, but it's a little bit stronger. It's kind of like the mix between mead and rum. Tej would be probably pretty cheap because it's a drink. I don't even know if they have pricing for it here. It's a silver piece. Oh, wow. Uh-huh. Mm. Okay, I can help you find guides for sure. Uh, he kind of like looks around the bar. Says, let me see if anyone's here. Um, he let's see. There's those two that claim to be guides. He points over to a couple of humans that are both just kind of tall and skinny. Um, they're kind of huddled over a large sheet of paper that's kind of worn. Um, and they he points to like another one. It's like a dwarf. Um, he says he's been talking about forming an expedition of his own and has been looking for adventurers to back him. And he points to a very beautiful woman. Her as well. She seems kind of suspicious, but she also seems pretty capable. Um, and then lastly, there's this like woman who's over 6 feet tall, made of muscle. Um, he points over to her, and Azaka. She's been around for a long time, and she's looking for adventurers, and says, if they go on an expedition of her choosing, that she'll go with them for free. So there's a lot of I would say probably Azaka would be your best bet. She's a good person. Um, she's the tall woman. Okay. She looks you up and down and says, what can I do for you, old man? No, I don't. Hmm. I mean, I could. I I've been looking for adventurers. Are you here alone, or do you have others with you? I see. Well, I've been looking for adventurers to help me. Oh, what? It sounds like a fair trade. Uh, I've been far and wide through the jungle, and I don't know, where everything is, but I know a few key places you may be wanting to go. Um, where I'm going, where I need help going, is Firefinger, which is a mountain where the what we call the terror folk live. Um, they're kind of a mixture of a person and a pterodactyl, and they've stolen something from me that I need to get back. I can't really say. It's a family heirloom. It's it's a mask. I definitely would be a good choice. I can hold my own. Um, and if you want, if you take me with you and you go to Firefinger with me, I would then be able to help you. I have been to Oralunga before, and I know um, the Guardian Naga who lives there, and she knows many things. She'd be able to help you more if you're looking for something specifically. She says, I'll be here. She says, yeah, I'll be staying here for at least a week. If you don't hire me before then, I'm heading off on my own. Sorry that my accent goes from Indian to African to Irish, like all over the place. I'm really trying to hold it still. I want to try to get, yeah. I'm trying to do Afrikaans and I can't do I can't really do it very well. So, yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. um wallaby, didgeridoo, dingo. It's really like a mixture of South America, Africa, and Australia. It's like, um, okay. So Atis, did you want to do anything with your next gap of time? Oh, sure. The Merchant Prince. Yeah. Um. So wait, what was the first thing? Oh, sure. Okay. Um, so yeah, usually how that works is somebody will buy a license to kill, and then they'll, you know, also so they have to buy a license to kill, and then either if they don't do it themselves, they have to pay somebody to do it for them as well. So um, they tell you that the merchant princes live in various villas around the city, um, and you definitely can go talk to them. They typically get a little bit snooty if you go to their like home, um, but they, during the day, about half the days out of the week, they're at this palace in the central part of the city. Um, I I'm not highlighting it on the right screen, but now I am. So right there in the northwestern side of town is kind of where they all meet. It's known as Golden Throne. Yeah, and it's just kind of like more of the open place to do business between the merchant princes. And of course, Volo is also saying that he personally knows all the merchant princes and is gifting them with books. So Volo, I think I kind of made it sound like Volo isn't going to talk to any today, but he's offered to take any of you guys with him to go speak to the merchant princes. Okay. So yeah, like by tomorrow he's willing to. So but that being the case, Adis, if that's a task for tomorrow, then do you have anything else you want to do today? Shopping? So there's kind of like the food market where Edla went, and then there's the market that has everything where Scarlet went. There's also a fish market, and there's also a gem market. So in order to buy a liqua or a click, I forgot how to pronounce it. You have to actually get a license from the merchant prince of weaponry. Yeah, he also, it's rumored that he sells magic weapons and uh and shields. No, I'm just saying, like, that's pretty crazy for D&D 5th edition. I was like, whoa. Yeah, but nobody's an assassin rogue. Well, except for the monk that might be an assassin later. Yeah. Well, it's better to level up sooner than later and get that poison used because that stuff is cool. Um, anyway, that's all I'm saying on that. uh, did I skip Velen? Where am I right now in the order? Oh, right. So, you can go to the are you going to directly to the merchant like where they live, or are you gonna go to Golden Throne? Okay. Um, let's see. So roll a d6. Okay. And so you go to Golden Throne, and it does so happen that the merchant prince that you're looking for is there. However, her aides tell you that she's in sessions right now, and you'd have to wait. Let's see here. Hold on. 3 hours to get an audience. Okay. Bummer, dude. Uh, Give me one more sec here. I'm just trying to see which merchant prince this is because I forgot. Oh, this is Jessamine. She is, yeah, she sells a lot of stuff you'd be interested in. Okay. We'll come back to that. It is Velen's turn. Velen, you're done unloading ships. It's now the afternoon. It's like 5 p.m. Sure. So you go to the old city. The old city is known to have what are called the beggar princes, which are merchants that work out of these ziggurats. And a lot of what they sell is like information and black market goods. Here is the executioner's run. This big long dugout here. And it's about 15 feet deep, 50 feet wide, and 200 feet long. What adventure sucked? Did I skip you? Oh. um, right now, you can see there is a young woman in there who is being shoved into the dugout, and there's a cage with 2 velociraptors being released on the other side. They throw a knife made of obsidian at her, and they like are holding spears above her. The only way to get out is to climb out through the opposite side. So you have to run 200 feet to where there's like a netting you can climb up on the other side. And so you don't have to kill the velociraptors, but they tell you, like, all the people gambling and standing around like cheering they tell you that, you know, if somebody does make it out, they typically become heroes, especially in the old city. You know, it's definitely something that is like, you're basically as popular as a gladiator if you can survive. And they also bet like how many kills each animal will rack up. This pair of velociraptors are famous. Like, they have been undefeated for years. You meet the person who had made the bounty for assistance. Okay. All right. Let's make it roll a D50. Oh wow. she because I was going to give her a 2. I was going to give her a 1 in 50 chance. So she like almost makes it out. Like, she ends up like stabbing one of the velociraptors through the eye and like kicking the other one as it like gnaws on her leg. But eventually they do end up taking her down. And she... Yeah. Yeah, go ahead and roll deception or performance. Uh, they it hmm. She no. Here's what happened. The one that was chewing on her leg, like she starts stabbing it as well, and then like it starts tearing the flesh around her leg. So she like takes both her fists and like slams them down on her leg and breaks through the bone and like starts crawling away as the velociraptors start eating her leg that she like helped the velociraptor sever, and she crawls and crawls all the way to the end and climbs out. And she like raises her fist in the air triumphantly, but she does bleed out. Yes, you can. Okay. You do save the woman. You bandage up. You like make a tourniquet around her stump, and bandage it up with your shirt off your back, and she she thanks you, and her like two like young like 10 and 12-year-old sons carry her off, and uh she a lot of people shower her with like food and copper coins and stuff like that. And what is her name? Do you want me to get some Cholt names? I've got a bunch of them. All right, let's see. Welcome to Cholt. I like Sana. She yeah, she's like, trying to eat and drink water to keep her strength up. But she's earned her freedom, and uh and honestly she doesn't look like she's angry at those that had captured her. Like she is resigned that she broke the law, that she stole, and um she is happy that she was one of the few people in a very long time to make it out. The owner of the velociraptors is very upset that one of the velociraptors is missing an eye, and the other one has a lot of stab wounds, and kind of grumbles and puts them back in the cage. He's got like a long 10-foot pole. They like lower the cage into the run, and then he starts poking them to get into the cage. And you meet Kalau, who is the bookie. She is busy paying out bets and taking money from people that lost. Okay. She finishes up, and so she tells you about a former gladiator who has since kind of picked up a drinking habit, and who had bet on a previous run and had bet 500 gold and did not pay. His name is Taban, and she says like, she's like, hey, I can take you to where I think he's hiding out. I just didn't want to go alone because he is a former gladiator. Yeah, I mean, as many as you want. You guys can split, 10% of whatever I collect from him. And let's do it tonight. Let's we'll do it tonight. Well, I want you to meet me here in the old city, and I'll take you to. Actually, I'm thinking he's staying in Tiriki's anchorage down in. It's like in the south. It's like the other side of town. So if you can meet me there, there's some inns there, and I feel like he's probably staying in one in particular, the Tickled Tyrannosaurus. I was, you know, I mean, if you commit a crime, you won't have a choice, but you could always try the arena. I I've never heard of anybody volunteering from this. Usually, most people do it in in the arena. I mean, you can get paid to fight dinosaurs there. um, Tariki Anchorage. I think I wish. Let me see actually if I can do something here. Hold on. No, GM layer. Oh, nice. uh, I'm really proud of that scene. That was a fun scene. Okay. Oh, I mean, can you have like a cool peg-legged friend? All right. I um sure. That's right. Yeah. Yeah, if you were well, if you die, you can't get resurrected. Well, no. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, everybody else just gets their soul taken. And you do have to, if you die and you roll anyway to see if your soul is taken. Uh, I yeah, wait, no, you guys can't get your souls devoured yet unless you've already died, right? Yeah. I think it's a really clever way. It's a really clever way to do it. It's like, oh, I want to play my level 7 character. Oh, sure you can. But they're gonna, you know, they can't be resurrected, and also, yeah. We just finished. We're almost done. We're gonna do like a nighttime scene where you guys are probably gonna get into some trouble. It sounds like. Uh. It's right here. Okay. Uh. And okay. It is Melody's turn. We're getting through this. Okay. Um, you go down. You have to go to the big bazaar, the Grand Soul. Uh, and they do have bazaar pets. Some of them um, you do have to have a writ from the merchant prince that controls the sale of animals. Um, but let me see here. Oh yeah, you can definitely get a bunny. Uh, what would a Cholton bunny look like? Uh huh. Okay. Okay. I think that there'd be something like that. It's like it's like what a prehistoric bunny rabbit looks like. Oh, I didn't know surrogates were level 3 either. That's fun. Okay. Interesting. I just don't get the fun. Yeah, well, they don't want you making like an optimized character. I don't know. I get it. Yeah. Uh okay. So Oh, really? That's awesome. That's super cool. Um I'm down with that. Okay, anyway. So it is Melody. What you're going to the market? What is this bunny called? What do they call this race of bunny? Oh, really? I'll take a look. I mean, if I knew what their name is, I can find them in here. Okay. Um. Yep, it's an Almirage. No, it's an Almirage. It's right here. Oh wait, an Almirage. So while you guys talk about Almirages, I'll give you access to Almirage. I don't know if an Almirage is like this OP killer bunny. I thought this was like a weird non-combatant thing we were making up. So let me. It's a challenge rating 0. So it looks like it is just a it does have +5 to hit and does 1d4 +3 piercing damage, but since it's not going to fight, with its 3 HP. So all right, let me there, I put it up there for you. You guys have Almirage access. So you buy an Almirage for 5 gold pieces. Okay. Anything else you wanted to do, Melody? Okay. And then I'm going to go through this last part of the round, and then we'll take a break. Okay? Edla? Edla? Ersla? Are you guys all gonna get a pet? Let me. Okay. Hold on a second. Let's go back to our Pathfinder pricing list because they have every single one. Animals and animal gear. A baboon isn't on here. When does that ever happen? Okay. I mean, they don't even have chimps on here. Yeah, just roll a d10 if you want to buy a baboon. Are you going to eat it? It's 6 gold for a baboon. It's a very angry baboon. Let's see here. A lizard. It is only 5 copper pieces for a lizard. Okay. They're not like big iguanas. They're like pretty small, but yeah. It says 2 ounces here in this Pathfinder guide. oh, sorry. They're here. It says geckos. It's for some reason it says geckos are 4 ounces. So you've got 2 4-ounce geckos. you can you can buy just 2 geckos for 4 ounces. Just they're little lizards. You've got little anoles. All right. They're iguanas that weigh 6 ounces, but they cost 5 silver pieces each. Okay. I mean, a lot of people eat them, so you're saving them from being eaten. These lizards are literally cheaper than dirt. Uh, all right. Anything else? Yeah, you can buy chickens for like 2 copper pieces each. Is that cheap? I don't know. What are they supposed to be? Like, okay, yeah, they're sorry, they're I guess you're right. So let's see, they're 5 silver pieces each. I don't know, like I probably like 2 days. Oh wait, it says so. Here's the crazy thing. Here's the crazy thing. Wait, I found it. It says in the Pathfinder one, chicken, 1 gold piece, £6. There we go. We found the price of chickens. Oh, okay, there we go. Jeez. Oh no. All right. Do you have 2 chickens in um there this the seed is a copper piece for a bag that should last like 2 weeks between the two of them. Okay. There you go. Make sure you're noting this, everybody. You know, don't don't. Okay. Scarlett, what are you doing? Yes. No. The chickens can't have their souls rended. Oh, okay. Manual soul rending. Okay. Uh huh. Uh huh. Yeah. Volo is selling his guide to monsters. No, Volo is very happy to role play. The book is 50 gold. Oh, I forgot you have that money. Okay. You literally have Volo's Guide to Monsters. Um okay, cool. Um so you bought wait, the guide Volo's Guide to Monsters and what? You have it. So anytime there's a monster from Volo's Guide to Monsters, your character can know what it is and the information in that book about it. Yeah. Okay. So when you go to the temple, the first thing you notice is that there are three black cloaked men that are kind of hassling the priest there. Um, let's see. He's arguing with the priest is arguing with them. The 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 men say that they are looking for another man named Artis Simber. And they've come. They he says, I will not tell you where he is. I can't look for that. I don't trust your reasons behind this. And one of the men pulls out a gigantic ruby the size of your fist. Um, and ruby. And he says, this ruby could easily fetch 500 gold pieces. We will pay you this to tell us his location. And again, the priest refuses. He's just like, no, I cannot help you with this. It is, I believe you are looking for him for dark purposes. And they, okay. Okay. He speaks back telepathically, because he's probably a wizard. He says, "Yeah, he's got skills though." Uh, he I like how they have this fully fleshed out character sheet here. That's fun. Anyway, uh, he says, "No, no, they'll leave any moment now. I actually, can see the future, so it's fine." uh, and they end up, as he said, like they end up getting frustrated. They also notice you kind of staring in their direction, um, and they kind of leave with scowls on their faces. And the man introduces himself as grandfather Zatembe. He says, "Yes, thank you so much for helping me. I think that your, interruption may have made them leave, so thank you. What can I do for you?" The death curse. I don't believe that. I think the death. I've heard people talk about this death curse, and it must be a rumor. It's something that only people in the north, like yourself, are dealing with, I assume. I think that it can't possibly be something related to Chult. Nothing like that has ever occurred here before. Hmm. You do seem pretty honest. Go ahead and roll persuasion. Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot you weren't there. Hold on. You got 20. He says, well, look, is it you seem honest. I can tell that this is a distressing issue for you. So, I will consult the guides. It will take me a day, 24 hours. So you'll need to meet me here tomorrow evening. and I can tell you what I saw in my vision. No problem. Just be careful out there, and if you see any more black cloaked strangers, stay away from them. I hope not. It's a very charming monkey you have there. Hello, friend. All right, everybody. We're gonna take break on that note. Go take bio breaks. Take up to 10 minutes. Just because I don't know when we're gonna get another one before we finish. So, because we still have another 2 hours, 1 hour, something like that, to go. So, yeah. So like an hour and a half, maybe. Whatever. We'll try to move the social initiative a little faster now that you guys are exploring because we're gonna go to. I'm assuming some trouble is gonna happen before you finish your session. So, all right. I will talk to you guys in a bit. Bye. Hi, honey.
Hi.
Sorry about that taking so long.
I'm gonna go on a break right now, and I'm like, really not.
I was. Oh. I'm
It
so.
wasn't coming. Like,
Oh.
it was brewing it.
and then I'm back on it. Back to dinosaur. Good job. Okay, sorry for the delay. I don't know if everyone's back yet, but I am here. Oh, I can't hear you guys. Hold on. Let me change my sound settings.